Yo, we're gonna do something a little different today. We're gonna do a design speed run. So I gave myself this asset, and this asset, and we're gonna make something with it. So let's see where we go. Okay, so we are in Photoshop. I have my assets. I got this guy, I got this ice, I got this. I'm gonna use these as textures, I think, and I'm gonna do something collagey with him. So I'm gonna select the subject down here, this new tool. I duplicate him. I'm gonna put him just on white for now while we work. I know I want to do like a collage with some chunky proportions, so I'm gonna bring him down here. Probably gonna make his head really big. The first thing I'm gonna do is go and cut out his jacket, so we have all these pieces separately. So I'm gonna go in here, grab his jacket, and I'm gonna cut it on a new layer so that I have like, you know, actual separate pieces. I won't necessarily do that with his head as I go because I want to have a reference. So I'm gonna cut out his neck. I'm using Control J to dupe these layers, and then Control Shift J if I want to cut it. So I'm just duping that layer for his neck, and then I'm gonna go in here. If I select this, I can select the inverse of it by right-clicking here, doing Select Inverse, and then I can dupe the head just without the neck. So I have both pieces separate, and the reason I'm going to do this is so that I can just go in here and then kind of like grab some of these. So I'm going to grab, that's too loose. I'm going to grab a little tighter on his mouth. I'm going to dupe that, and then I'm going to go back here again. I'm going to grab his nose. I might go a little tighter on his nose here. Dupe that. I'm going to come back here again. I'll grab his eyes. I like to grab eyes usually like almost like a superhero like raccoon mask, because then it gives me control over each, but they kind of stay together and I can mess them up after. Then I'm going to grab his eyebrow, his other eyebrow. I like to keep these blocky so I can use some kind of like chunks, and then I like to grab like, I don't know, a cheek, just like to be able to give a little bit of weirdness to this. So the hope here is that we end up having one of like each piece of his face, and then we can just kind of distort them each individually and stack them up to make something like kind of cool and different. So then I'll grab the head too. I think we should have almost everything. So I still have this underneath. That's why I did that dupe of the head layer earlier, so I could have that, but this is already kind of cool. I'm gonna now go in and we're gonna start fucking stuff up. So I'm grabbing just individual layers, just moving them a little bit, scaling them a little bit. I want to make him look more angry, so I'm gonna make his eyes a little bit darker, and I'm going to make them a little smaller. I'm gonna bring his eyebrows down, so I'm gonna like bring these in, scrunch a bit. I like having the sort of like overlay, unintentional overlay here with like the edges. We have his nose on top of his eyes. I think that's good. I usually like will bump a nose up, distort it a bit or something. Like we can kind of give it some perspective just to give it a little character. We could find each individual piece. I'm using the auto select, so I can like grab his lips now, adjust his lips. If I want to like bring them in, get them a little bigger and bulkier, I can do that. I think I want to connect those. His chin, I know for sure I want to mess up his chin. So I'm going to take that piece, make that larger too. I think I might bring that up in the stack so it's on top. So right now it is not on top, so we'll put it on top of everything, mouth included. And now we're starting to get some of those like cool angles on the side. It's starting to get some like weird profile. This also, eyebrows need to come up top, especially if we're going to make him look angry. We're going to rotate these in, bring them down, and then I'm going to cut this out here, and then I'll do it on the other side too. Did I not get that eyebrow? I swear I did. Maybe I didn't. Let's grab it. It's working too fast. Bring this one down as well. I'm gonna make it larger. Do the same thing I just did, kind of. Bring it in, bring it down, and cut off my extra so I have the right shape I want. And then I'm already kind of digging, like the proportions of this are kind of weird, but I'm into it. And then I have his hat somewhere, right? Hide this. I'm gonna chop off the hat from this bottom layer so that I can adjust the profile of it. I'm just gonna straight up delete it, and I can get more if I need, because I still have my safety. But for my hat, I'm gonna like chunk this down, maybe rotate it a bit up. I'm just trying to play with the shape of his head a little differently. And then here, I'm gonna grab this for my layer down here. So I have that now. I'll shut off my auto select because now I'm grabbing pieces I don't want. But I'm gonna just fuck this up a little bit, like increase the scale, move it. Cool, I dig that. I'm gonna group all these. So I now have the head like together. and I can scale it. So I'm going to scale it larger. I know I want to do something like a little bit more dramatic, so I'm literally going to like make this huge ass head. I dig that. That's cool. I'm then going to quickly, this is crazy. I'm going to quickly desaturate all these. There's probably a faster way to do this. I'm going to go one by one and just control U and then bring them down. The only reason I'm doing this, actually, no, I don't have to do this. I don't have to do this. It's just stupid. I'm just going to put drop shadows on all these. I want them to like stand out a little bit. So I'm just putting a quick drop shadow on them. Not far distance, not high opacity. But what's going to happen here is if I end up copying this layer style, we paste it on all of them. And then we just kind of have like some difference going on in the face. I like that. Something else I like to do is then go underneath these. This is going to add time to my speed run, and add some like noise. So where I know I want to have just a little bit of grit, I'm going to go in here, add some noise under that eyebrow, under this eyebrow. Halftone is the word I meant to use, not noise. Sorry about that. You can use noise for sure. I'm going to add this here, or maybe it's here. Where's this layer? My cell phone's going off right now. I'm not going to answer it. Cool, that's badass. So I am going to dupe this, merge it. Oh my god, my phone. This is so annoying. Who's calling me? Is it my mom? It was my mom. I'll call my mom back later. Sorry, mom. Colorizing this. I'm going to desaturate this because I want it to be black and white on color. I'm going to go under here, adjustments, levels. I'm going to crank my levels in, crank my levels here, adjust it to get to the point where I want. That's cool. I'm going to do the thing I showed you guys yesterday, filter gallery. I'm going to come over here, grain. I'm going to give it some more contrast for vibe. I dig that. That's badass. Let's desaturate the grain. I forgot what I was doing for a second. And then here we're going to do a levels on his jacket. I want to make the jacket really contrasty and colorful. So I'm going to saturate the living hell out of it. I'm going to invert it, I think would be cool. And then pick a color that we might like this green's badass. Then I'm going to dupe it. I'm going to filter, blur it, Gaussian blur it, cool. And then I'm going to go in here and then apply the same noise to it that you guys saw me do to his face. That's cool. I'm going to clip that to his jacket to get that cool texture. I love that. Then we have our background, and to figure out what the fuck I'm going to do with this background. So I'm going to quickly, I'm selecting back here. I'm going to fill this, edit fill with a color. What would look good with green? I don't know, like a purple or something, like a desaturated, like lilac-y purple or something. I'll just fill a color and then I can mess with it. So I can saturate it, bring it to where I want it. I dig that. That's cool. We got some Riddler shit going on. I'm going to go over here. I have this drop shadow on the outside of this edge that I don't love. So I'm coming in. I'm going to clean it up to give us that collage look that I do love. I shouldn't have put drop shadows on every layer. This is lesson learned because I'm doing a fucking speed run. Okay, we're going. Cutting. Keeping it rough. And then select inverse, delete, so I get all the edges cleaned up now. That looks awesome. I don't like this color. I want to go with something different, something closer to the green, I think would be cool. So I'm going to come over here to like a greenish yellow, I think. Yeah, that's badass. Gonna take all of it, group it, transform it, flip it, ship it. Here we go. And then I need to put these in here somehow. So we're going to add some like expression marks, I think. I'm cheating. This is such a cheat code. And then I'll do the same thing on the other side. And then I will give ourselves, I have an idea. I'm just going to do like a texture through the background, like it's just a kind of weird ink drag like that. Okay, it's all coming together. I'm going to hide this. Now I have those. Cool. I'm going to take this, clip it to the cool thing. I'm going to desaturate this, and then I'm going to turn this to grain. Oh my god, this turned out so much longer than I wanted it to be. Image adjustments, levels. I'm going to crunch this too. And then I'm going to flip it, invert it, set it as a group. Set the group as like a darken or something, or like a multiply. That's cool. And then I'm just going to add more to my thing. So I had made it. So like if I Just drag more on it. I think that would look badass. And then this, I'm going to merge these layers. I'm going to invert them. My hotkey stopped working for some reason. I'm going to colorize this. Colorize. And then one final thing, I'm going to put an inner shadow on this because I'm that type of guy. For a rim light, I'm going to put this on here, set it as an add, and then I can kind of adjust like how much glow I want, whatever. I don't want it to be blurry. I want it to be hard light, and I want it to come from there. Set your choke. Done. Bye.